give a little bit of insight into the Academy as a whole. This month is the 3rd anniversary of the Josh Bersin Academy. We have over 30,000 active HR members on the Academy. The focus of our content is the critical topics relevant to be a great HR practitioner in today's world of work. And so these 30,000 members are here getting all that wonderful insight and active knowledge. I mean, it's basically what, and those of us in the L&D space, and I've been in it for decades, but I think what would be appropriate now would be, Amanda, why don't you just share a bit about our approach, and I'll leave it with you.
I'm going to just share a little bit about kind of what our approach is like and how our digital academies work. So it's a super interactive multimedia platform that we developed over the years. So we run both the content and the platform for the Academy. The main learning is broken down into what we call programs. So these are our structured in-depth learning experiences. These are cohort-based and time-bound, which means our learners are in groups of 50 to 100 folks. And typically we have about a 6-week window where we ask people to complete them. And those are sort of match in some ways to a course in a university. So kind of run over time, you get deeper and deeper into the particular subject matter as you get into it.
So I'm not going to go into it all now. As I said, it's taken from 2 different programs. We've had the kind of background about who we are at Nomadic and how we worked with Josh Bersin to create the Josh Bersin Academy. This looks, if you see in the bottom left, the paragraphs, these are recent sessions, so very up to date, of talent acquisition at a crossroads, leading L&D, and really the context of the Great Resignation, really everything that people were discussing Q1 this year. 1,000 people have contributed to this, so it's a sufficient data set to bring some interesting insights. There's various different sections to it. I won't go through them all. The last section is the most relevant today, but we talk about talent acquisition, how important fluidity and creativity are. We're presenting real data and insights that people have provided. Again, it's worth kind of downloading and digesting this in your own time. Some very, very interesting insights about how people feel around internal mobility, how people feel about the data pools they have access to. This slide here talks a lot about, people are grading where they are in areas like governance and operation, agile recruitment, internal mobility, seamless ecosystem. It really paints a very, very interesting picture of where people are.
Yeah, well, actually, I posted one of the insights I took from the report, just scanning it, was only 11% of HR professionals are satisfied with the quality and quantity of external candidates. I'm just curious, that's clearly a driver, but what are the implications for L&D and management and organizations?
Yeah, I mean, I think this was kind of Q1, maybe towards the end of last year, Q1, the start of this year. So people were in the thick of it when it came to recruitment. I mean, there was a lot of movement, and that's all. Everyone's read about that, and it's been covered a lot elsewhere.
Right. Well, I think about, what gets measured gets done. And so historically, the measurement has been on retention. So retaining my team is a motivator, right? So is mobility a measure? Because if it's not, I'm going to always be in a defensive position.
Absolutely.
Naturally. So I think it is a mindset change, not only for the managers at the front lines, but also higher up within leadership.
Yeah, right. What do we say is successful in talent in our organization? Is it retaining people, or is it actually moving people around and retaining them in the broader organization?
And both.
Right? And both, right?
And the answer is both.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.